Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today is Money Monday and I wanted to talk about some 2023 money myths that can really stop you from becoming debt free. But before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. One money myth that really made me nervous being on my debt-free journey was that you can't live life without a credit card. So that is a really big myth that we're all told. Your credit card is for emergencies, and that's how you build your credit. So it's something that you really need, especially right now in today's society. OPM, other people's money, that basically means credit, swipe that card. But that is really a huge myth that really almost stopped me from even wanting to start my debt-free journey, because I thought, well, I'm just getting started on this journey. I don't have a lot of money saved up. Like, what am I going to do if an emergency arises and I don't have a credit card? Like, what's going to happen? So I can tell y'all that I successfully made it through 22 months of paying off $43,000 without a credit card. And I know some people say things like, well, the emergencies part is fine. I get that. I can save the cash. But what about renting a car? What about getting a hotel? So I got a hotel during my debt-free journey, or after I was debt-free in August of 2023 when I went to the Ramsey show. I booked a hotel with my debit card. My debit card did not blow up. It did not get hacked or all of these other things that are in our heads about debit cards. Y'all, a debit card is just as safe as your credit card. So the same protections that you have on your credit card, you have them on your debit card as well. You go through the same process. If something happens where your card, gets hacked, or there's some scammer style things that are going on, which actually happened to me years ago on my debit card. I actually called the bank, let them know. They closed that card. They gave me a new one, and I filled out a form at the bank, and I got my money back. So for all of the naysayers saying, well, if somebody does this to your car, you're not going to get your money back. Guys, that is not true. The same protections that your credit card has, so does your debit card. So don't be thrown off of this debt-free journey by feeling that you need to have a credit card. No, you don't. And here's another thing about credit cards. We're always taught you need to have that credit card in case an emergency arises. No, that is a myth. You need to save up a cash emergency fund for when emergencies arise. That was one thing that I really had to learn. You don't run to credit when an emergency comes. You need to already have that established for yourself. So that is so important. When an emergency arises, you need to go to your cash emergency fund and take care of it right then and there. So we just got done talking about credit cards, right? Let's talk about budgeting envelopes, cash envelopes, and a cashless society, right? So that's another myth that I noticed came up during my debt-free journey, especially when we were heavy into COVID and some businesses were not taking cash. So I heard a lot about, you have these cash envelopes, but people aren't even taking cash. We're going to be moving into a cashless society. Guys, we are not in a cashless society. I do understand that some businesses stop taking cash and they've kind of gone with that model. But I know for me, if you're not taking cash, then you don't want me to be a customer. So I'm going to go where they're taking cash at. So that's something that's really important as well. When you're using your budgeting envelopes, and I do have a video on that, so be sure to check it out. But when you're using your budgeting envelopes, don't get all in your head about, well, what if they're not taking cash? Or our society is really moving, towards a swipe it hard, society right now. Yeah, no, guys. That is a myth. Do not let that stop you from using the budgeting envelopes. My budgeting envelopes are really the main reason why I was able to become debt-free, because me utilizing cash really helped me to see where my money was going. And here's another thing about budgeting envelopes as well. I heard a lot during my debt-free journey, they're not safe. And what if somebody, knows you have your budgeting envelopes on you and they can take them from you, XYZ. Guys, first things first, you never carry all of your envelopes on you at once. You only carry what you need at that time. And yeah, things pop up, but guess what? That just means you have to go back and get your envelopes, and then that'll be a test to see if you really need it. In addition to, people rob debit cards and credit cards too, y'all. I'm not sure like why that's not a thing. Those things happen. However, make sure that you put in the proper safety measures for yourself. But don't be dismayed about a cashless society and cash envelopes are not safe. That is just not true. On my debt-free journey, I heard a lot about, the Dave Ramsey baby steps and why you should not use them. I feel like there's a lot of information out there that is, so incorrect. Oh, that's for broke people. That's for people, who really don't know, what they're doing with their money, and they're trying to, build those foundational steps. But I need something else because that's not going to work for me. That is another myth. So for me and my journey, the baby steps are what got me through paying off debt in 22 months. Okay, so it helped me, y'all. So don't be one of those people who hear things like that and you think that, oh, well, that's not really for me, or that's not for people like me, because that's not true. It was a proven plan that I used and I was able to apply immediately, that was easy to understand. You really didn't even have to buy it because the baby steps are out there for free. And it really helped me to, not only become debt free, but to reach my ultimate financial goals. So if you're somebody who's like, well, I don't think that plan is for me, that's for broke people, that's for people who need those foundational steps. If you're in debt, you need those foundational steps. If you, are living paycheck to paycheck, you need those financial steps. If you are paying off all these creditors and got all these other things going on, and you don't know where your money's going, you need the steps, okay? So that plan is for anybody who wants to make a change with their money. It worked for me, and I would encourage you to use it too. Another myth that I heard throughout my debt-free journey was that, oh, you need more than $1,000 for an emergency fund, and that's not going to help you, blah, blah, blah. First off, folks, the $1,000, if you're following the baby steps, the first $1,000 is a baby emergency fund. That is not your end all be all. That $1,000 is really meant to put some fire under you so that you can get through this process as quickly as possible. And then once you get to step 3, that's when you really build the 3 to 6 months emergency fund. But I noticed, like when I would tell people about my journey, and they're like, well, how much did you save for the emergency fund? And I said $1,000. Oh, I need more than that. If you don't have $1,000 saved right now, you need to start there, okay? So don't let that myth throw you off. The $1,000 carried your girl through 22 months. And it also, like I said, it lit a fire under me because I knew that I only had an $1,000 emergency fund, and that if I needed to deplete it, that I was going to have to stop paying off debt to do that. So it really, really helped me to push through this thing like, the lion was behind me for real. So I think that is so important to not be thrown off by that. Some of us, there are a lot of people who do not have $1,000 saved, y'all. And being in that paycheck to paycheck mentality is something serious. I know it had a hold on me. So, me saving that $1,000 and keeping it through the entire 22 months, it really let me know that, hey, sis, you can do this. You got this. So I definitely want to encourage somebody who's letting that little tidbit stop them, that, oh, I need more than this, or I need this, I need that. If you have not even been able to get to that point, you need to start here with the $1,000. It is doable. I did it, and so can you. So I really wanted to end with this last myth that can really stop you from getting through your debt-free journey, from even starting your debt-free journey. And that is, you can't get out of debt. Or, the folks love to say, oh, you're going to always be in debt. Oh, a little bit of debt is okay. Everybody has it. No, ma'am. Dude, that is one myth that can really stop you from reaching your financial goals. Yes, you can get out of debt. You're looking at somebody who did it right here. So there's the proof in the pudding. Yes, you can get out of debt. No, it's not going to be easy. Yes, it's going to take some time. You know, the time frame changes based on how much debt you have. But yes, you can get out of debt. And that's really the first step. I know for me, I had to change my mindset to say, I can get out of debt. I can be debt free. I can get a side hustle. I can get on a plan. I can make a budget. These are all of the parts of becoming debt free. And it's really not, this whole science, there's no tricks that I could give you. You got to hunker down and you have to do it. But it's important for you to know that you can get out of debt. This is something that, a lot of people aren't doing. And that lets you know that, hey, maybe I need to jump on this bandwagon. But becoming debt free is for you. It's for me, it's for your mama, your sister, your uncle, your brother, your cousin. It's for everybody. So don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you're always going to be in debt. I don't know why you're doing that. You need to find you a new circle, okay? And if you want to be a part of my circle and see how I got out of debt, check out one of these videos here or here. Bye.